I am here today with Gissepi, who I mentioned just a second ago. How are you doing? How are you doing today, Gissepi? I'm doing really good. I'm very good. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me on JJKG Productions Max Radio. That's fine. Actually, this is sort of like a debut sort of video, actually. So you're part of that. Now, it's very pleased to have you. Now, obviously, I understand you are a gardener. Yes, I am a gardener. Yes, I garden. I do a lot of work in Italy. But I have sort of come over here. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we've come over here to sort of, I don't know, to bring a bit of culture to the UK. And obviously, just like a family over here, so they told me to come over here to see what it's like, because obviously it's very different from the UK to, in Italy it's very different. And I thought I'd come over, especially on the show, and talk to you. It's nice to have a conversation, because obviously climate change is everywhere. Yes, right, yeah, it is. It's everywhere. It's not just, it's not just the UK. Yeah, you're right. It's not just the UK. It affects the whole world, everywhere. So it's great to sort of have this discussion, which I'm very, very excited about. That's good. That's good. Now, obviously, you've heard recently. Well, you've heard, I suppose you've been over here. How long have you been over here? I've only been over here. I think a couple of days. I flew out from Italy. I got here Saturday, so Sunday morning, I think. A bit jet lagged still, but I'm here. But yes, I have half heard about all the stuff that's been going on. Yeah, we had Storm Kira about exactly over a week ago, and that brought massive disruption throughout the UK. And then we also had Storm Dennis as well, the brother Dennis, Dennis the Menace as I call him. Dennis the Menace, I like that, don't I? Dennis the Menace as I call him. And we still, as you can hear outside now, we've still got this widespread sort of wind that's sort of battering the country. And it's just, it's sort of really, it's affecting farmers, predominantly local produce, because obviously we had all the fields are flooded. It's actually, I think on the news earlier, it actually said that there's over 300 weather warnings still in place for the UK. So there's a couple, and I mean about half, probably percentage of those, depending on what area you're in. Yeah, that's right. I know what you mean. Are a threat to life. That's right. It's dangerous. It's not good. It's very dangerous, and sometimes they actually get that bad, don't they? When they say, if you need to go out, go out. Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right. But if you don't need to go out, then stay indoors. Obviously, depends what you do. If you're a builder, you're gardening, or you're doing anything, you're farming, you're doing produce, anything like that. You live outside, and it's a threat to life. Yes, it is. It's They always say that I think they say that February in this country is always going to be very iffy. Very iffy, very, very iffy. That's right, yes, February is normally the bad month. It's normally bad month. It's normally the bad month. Yes, that's right, yeah. Normally the bad month. But yeah, last year it was quite warm, very mild, and it was very mild at the end of January going into February, which is very weird for the UK, and that's obviously where all this sort of global warming, climate change, that kicks in, and you've got to do your bit. That's right, yeah. But it has really lived up to its name, February. I would say, well, I can't really think of a word beginning with F. Horrible. There is a word I'm going to say. I know what you mean, yeah, but you just can't say it on the radio. No, we can't. But I'd say that it's been awful Feb, as we call it. But no, it's how has it been over? How's your experience with the UK so far? Well, I'd say that the experience with the UK is it's okay. It's good. It's very different, very, very different from back home. Obviously we don't really have we have a few little bits here and there, but we don't really have bad weather. Winds, but it's like a new universe to me. Sometimes I'm a bit new. I'm getting used to it, and I'm over here till the summer. I'll be going back in the summer. I'll be going back home to my madly in Italy, and we'll be doing some more gardening blues. And I'm a cook as well, cook and chef. And I know Gino De Campo as well. Oh, do you know him? Do you? Yeah, he does, because I know he does this morning, doesn't he? The program daytime. But yes, it's getting used to it. But my body's preparing itself. I've never had to wear so many layers in my life, though. I know a thermal top is probably something Italy you don't need. No. We don't need. We do not need those. But I need it here. I'm wearing one right now, actually. But yeah. So obviously, going on to the discussion about climate change. That's why it's climate change. Do you think that it's all right to say, do this, do that, smart meters and all that. You know, yes, I know what you mean. Do you think it's too late? Yes, I do. I do. I think it's too late. It's very too late. It's too late to be. You know, you can only prolong the damage. You can't. You can't stop it. It's you can. You can never reverse what's happened. What man-made has done. But unfortunately, you can delay and do it. Do it in the plausible way, and just try and help. So recycle more. You know, put waste in a bin. Simple sort of things you'd have learned at school. Yes, right. Yeah. You know, and but unfortunately, yeah, with climate change, you know, with the weather, this day being mild, and you know, it's hard. It's really hard because you know, the more we're getting more of the bad weather that comes in from the Atlantic, and then we get that. You know, it circles around, and that's why we're stuck. I believe it's what's it called? I can't believe what it is. A jet stream. Jet stream. That's it. We're stuck in the the jet stream. So it brings it just sucks all the crap away from it. But no, it's okay. You know, I think we have to do our part. I think now. I think it's taken too long. Yes, that's right. Do you think it's sort of, you know, the reverse of that will never be, you'll never be able to reverse the damage, it's just going to be able to prolong the wound. Yes, right, that is absolutely right, I'd say that, you know. And obviously, but the problem is, I think, especially back home in Italy, you know, we have, I'm not saying these guys here, we don't have pride in you know, in the countryside, but we always make sure that we still have people that dredge out the drains to stop flooding if we have any weather, like sort of any rain. You know, rubbish and that. Italy take it very seriously, especially in my village where I come from. I come from a very small little village called Letanto, and it's a very unknown sort of village. It's got many sort of names. You'll probably know something different over here, but it's just amazing. We everyone sort of has a part. Even the kids will go out and pick rubbish up and this, that, and the other. And you know, it's just very good. You know, I'm not saying obviously that over here it's not. But I think we can be a bit more sort of, you know, and we can teach more people in schools how to do these sort of things, and to sort of, you know, yeah, I think that's right. I think, you know, you mean you sort of hit the nail on the head there. You said sort of, I think more education is needed in schools, but especially to do, obviously not so much obviously sacrificing history, but sort of bringing sort of that life into it, and having more lessons going outside, seeing what it's nature, to do nature as well. I think it's very important that we you know, we do our bit, you know, for the wildlife, for the habitats of the animals, and you know, I think, like you say, it's about just a bit of education, it's just boosting a bit of education in there, and not doing the usual things, the PE, the whatever it is, you know. Sometimes I'm thinking about, you know, because if we don't look after the planet, yes, right, well then we won't be able to do these things in the future, and it's setting it up for people for the next generation. You know, yes, right. I know what you mean. Yeah. No, I get to understand. You need to sort of start. That's right. Yeah, you need to sort of you know, you need to start because for the future generations, they will, you know, if they carry on the way it is, they're going to live in a very bad world. You know. Obviously, I don't agree with over here. There's some things that over here do hit me a bit. It's when, you know, building housing on planets. You know, that a lot of farmland gets sold. In Italy, we don't have that problem. We've got pure countrysides and small little villages. It's not overpopulated. It's very small, and we do, you know, and we have we take care of the countryside. We love it's like our mother, you know. It's Mother Nature, isn't it? Yes, right. Yeah, Mother Nature. Yeah, and I agree with that. It's something that in this country, especially in this part of town, especially out if you go out towards Lake Buzzard and things like that, and near where I live and where we come from, it's all the land's getting sold up for housing because obviously they're not meeting the popular demands for housing. That's like, yes, because it's just too, because there's a lot of young mums having a lot of kids. There's kids early, you know, life expectancy lives living longer. So unfortunately, land will have to suffer for that, and farmers will suffer in the long run as well. You know, I think it's very, very hard if you're in that sort of profession to be a farmer, any farmer, or having livestock or anything. Working on a farm or working in sort of barns or stables, you know, it's very hard. It's a dying breed, I think, and we need to sort of preserve, like you say, with the climate change, needs to come that you need to protect our natural environments. Yes, right, yes. Because if we don't, without the natural environments, then there's nowhere for anyone else to go. You know, it'll just be, you know, without the greenery, you know, at the end of the day, the trees give us oxygen, you know. So we need that. We need that. Yes, we do. I agree with you on that. And it's very nice to speak to you, Giuseppe. Please come back on the show again. I know it's only a short little podcast, but please come back on again. You're always welcome.